Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mrs. Meeple back again. Today I'm going to review Caverna Cave versus Cave, a 1 to 2 player game, 40 minutes long. It's U Rosenberg, baby version of this. Let's see what's in the box and how to play. Okay, here we have everything that you get in the box. This is your action selection and round marker. Here are each player board as their caves. Here we have the starter rooms that you can build, walls that you can build, and starter player marker. Over here, this tile is used if the first person to fill in their cave with rooms can then use this either side. You also get some small resource markers because this can get quite cluttered sometimes, and I think some people would prefer a smaller token to use. I like to use the big wooden meeples, but I can see that it does get quite cluttered, this track. This is your resource track and how much resources you have. You have flax, wheat, wood, stone, food and gold. Gold, everything can only go to 9. Gold is the only thing that can go past 9. You turn it over and it becomes 10, but then it can't go over 19. Gold is victory points at the end. And also the number values in the corner here are added up as victory points at the end. The person with the most victory points at the end wins the game. So what do? This action selection board, round marker board, is a very neat invention. To start the game you have 4 actions. After every round you have 4 actions available to you, but you only have 2 actions to do on your turn. After every round, one of these will get turned over. When they're all turned over, it signifies the end of the game. So you start off with 2 actions each turn. When you get past here, this part here, you have 3 actions each turn, and then for the last round you have 4 actions, and this tile is exposed. This tile you are only allowed to use if you have the most gold, and it gains you a wall and lets you build a room. So that's how this works. So on your turn, you will take one of these, in whatever's exposed, whichever ones are exposed, you will take one and you will do the action. And then the next person will have their go, then you'll have another go, the next person will have their go. To start with, you just get 2 actions each, so that would be the turn. You would then return these back and turn over the next tile. Actions are things like this. Bear with me. I'm sure it will focus at some point soon. There we go. So with this tile you can you spend a food per dwarf that's on the board. It starts off being 2 dwarves, 3 dwarves, and then the last round is 4 dwarves. So you spend 1 food per dwarf that's on the board, and then you can lay or build a room. You can also pay 5 food or a gold and build a room. So you can do either one of those or both. This one, I'll just go through the 4 basic actions. This one will allow you to excavate 1 tile from your cave, or you can pay 2 food and excavate 2 tiles from your cave, and you also will gain 1 stone. This action card allows you to use one of your room actions. Every room that you build either gives you a special power or it gives you an action. The orange ones, the orange rooms, are actions, and then later on in the game you will have blue ones which are continuing effects. I'll show you those in a minute. So with this room, you can use one of your orange rooms. You get 2 wheat and 1 flax. In this game, you're playing with flax, wheat, wood, stone, food and gold. So this undergrowth would be do 1 orange room action and gain 2 wood. So every time you excavate, you will take an available part of your cave out. So being available, you would take one of these because you can get to it basically. Once you've taken this, you could do this one as well if you like. If you take this one, you gain a food, but generally they don't have food underneath them. And as you excavate, there'll be another room come available for both players. So both players will continue the game excavating and building rooms, and more rooms will come out and some rooms will get taken. Blue rooms, that's what I was talking about earlier, these have continuous effects. So whenever the undergrowth action tile is used, the person with this room can turn 1 food into 1 gold. So, when building a room, to be able to build a room, you have to look at the little icons in the brown strip. This room, for instance, you would need to spend 1 stone, 1 gold, and you would also have to have walls 3 sides of this room. So you couldn't place this room here because it's only got a wall here and a wall here. You would have to build a wall. To build a wall, you would use an action like this one, which allows you to use one of your orange room actions, gain 1 wood or 1 stone and build 1 wall. So if I had built this here, then yes, and I spend one stone and 1 gold, then yes, I could put it down like that and build it. So for instance, the secret chamber will score you 8 points at the end, but you do have to have a room that is surrounded by walls before you can build it. And this one will either, if you activate it with one of the action cards, you will either get 3 flax or 1 gold. So at the end of the game, once you've got all the way along here and you've done all your actions, you will count up all the points available on your shields, and you will count up how much gold you have. Right. Anytime during the game, you can convert a flax, a grain or a gold into 1 food if you wish, anytime. Starter player swaps over after every round. Right, let's see what I thought of it. Okay, what did I think? Cave versus cave. It's good, it's really good. It has a Caverna feel about it. I mean, Caverna is the theme of the game. It isn't Caverna. You're not doing farming, you're not adventuring. But for a small box, it definitely has Caverna theme in it. It says 40 minutes to play. I don't think it takes, once you know the icons, once you've learned how to play the game, I don't think it will take 40 minutes to play, to be honest. I think you can get this out quite quickly and play it quite quickly for people that know what they're doing. I like it a lot. Yes, this will definitely be hitting my table quite a bit. It does have solo play. I haven't tried the solo play yet, but I think I probably will. I'm not a great solo player. I prefer the social interaction and playing with other people, but I think I might try the solo game with this because I think it's good. It's quite puzzly. You have to keep an eye on what your opponent does. I mean, it's not terribly interactive. You're The only interactiveness is that you might take an action that somebody else, the other player, wants. But you do need to keep an eye on what your player is doing, your other player, because you might be trying to spend 4 actions in order to build the treasury, which needs walls all the way around it. And if they're planning on doing the same thing and a couple of steps ahead of you, you don't want to then just see them pick that room up and place it in their cave. You'll be like, it was just no. So you do need to keep an eye for the for the benefit of yourself, really, so that you don't get frustrated when somebody else takes the room that you've been working for. So that's the only real interaction. Cave versus cave almost sounds like you're dueling between each other, but you're not. You want the best cave. My cave is going to be more awesome than yours and have all these more victory points than yours, and I'll have more gold than yours. That's what that means. Problems with it. It is there's not enough differences. There's no variation. There's not enough variation in this game to keep me playing it, I don't think. I'm gonna play it quite a lot, but then I'm going to get bored, because you can see from after a couple of games which rooms combo well with other rooms, and you will be playing the same strategy time after time, and the rooms are going to come up in a different order, and your actions are going to kind of come out in a different order, but they are the same actions and they are the same rooms every time. In my mind, this game desperately needs an expansion to add more variation to it. In fact, I think it probably wouldn't be a keeper of mine if there is no expansion. I will probably play it a fair few times, but then consider getting rid of it. But if an expansion comes out, that would stop me doing that. I think it's a shame. I think this game has been designed to have an expansion, and it's a shame that there isn't more tiles in here to allow you a bit more variation from the start. I don't like it when game companies push out at the start their very basic core level game. Just the basic stuff that they can just get away with, and then add, you can buy this expansion and this expansion and this expansion. Well, that's not right. When I buy a game, I want to buy a game and be able to enjoy it and play it many times. I don't want to be able to have to be going, we need an expansion after playing it a few times, and that's what I'm doing with this game. It needs an expansion. From the rule book, saying Era 1 here, I don't know if that's focusing or not, it kind of gives away that there is an expansion planned, and it's been planned from the start, because where is Era 2 and why is it Era 1? And I think a picture from Mayfair has been released of a possible expansion for that. I'll put that picture up here. Boink! Hopefully. Yes, so definitely thumbs up from me. I really like it. I really enjoy it. Should you go and buy it? Yes, you should. If you enjoy Caverna, if you enjoy Uwe Rosenberg's games, then yes, buy it. But buy it in the knowledge that it does need an expansion. And there's one hopefully coming, so it's good. You might want to wait until the expansion comes out and buy both at the same time. That's my review for today. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I love it when I see another little thumbs up underneath. It makes my day. So thank you very much, and see you again soon.